Hey Oasis, hope things are going well for you today. I'm just solo in it today. Donnie's out of the office for a couple of days, and so I'm just here, just wanting to share a word with you today. Hope you've been encouraged this weekend. If you were at church just yesterday, just a great day as we're starting into a new sermon series called First, and what we put first in our lives. And so I hope you can join us. If you missed yesterday, you can catch up on just on the website. You can check out what Pastor Bradley was bringing to us, us being focused on how we put God first and what is first in our life, and the faith and the hope and the love that we build into. So a lot of things happening coming up into the at least hopefully the fully end of winter, but we all know that's probably not going to be true. But we got some things happening here at the church of a new group starting next week. The group is going over the book, Jeannie Allen's book, Get Out of Your Head, Get Out of Your Own Head. And it is a great resource. I know that it is going to be a blessing to those who are going to be a part of it. And just kind of as we kind of close out what we did last Sunday night of the asking for a friend and really stepping forward and taking care of how we build up our mind, how we build up our mind in the Word, and how we let that come out of our life. So I just have one passage for us today out of Jeremiah chapter 9. I read this passage last week, and there was one particular portion of a verse that really just settled into my heart and made me pay attention to how I was leading as a dad and just leading in general, but how my actions and my motivations behind my actions really play fully into what I accomplish into teaching others and raising my kids. And I want to get to that verse just yet, but there is a stair step that happens to those who we're pouring into, regardless if we know if we're pouring into them or not, because that's one thing about parenting is regardless if you're pouring into them, they're picking up something. So what is it that they're picking up from you? So I want to come into verse 3 in Jeremiah chapter 9. It says, "And they bend their tongue like a bow. Falsehood and not truth has grown strong in the land. For they proceed from evil to evil, and they do not know. They do not know me, declares the Lord." It says, "Let everyone be aware of their neighbor, and put no trust in the brother. And for every brother is a deceiver, and every neighbor goes as slanderer. And everyone deceives his neighbor, and no one speaks the truth. They have taught their tongues to speak lies, and they weary themselves committing iniquity. Heaping oppression upon oppression and deceit upon deceit. They refuse to know me, declares the Lord." There's two things that really kind of going on in this passage. It said that they didn't know the Lord, but on the last portion it said that they refused to know the Lord. The verse that really caught my eye and held me to a point of really this conviction of like, pay attention to what is coming out of my mouth, pay attention to what the motives are behind my words, pay attention to the actions of love or actions of discipline that I show towards my kids. And this is found in verse 14. And it says this, and this is God talking. It says, "But have stubbornly," this is him talking about the Israelites, "has stubbornly followed their own hearts and have gone after the Baals, and as their fathers taught them." And so in this whole reality of where we are as individuals and believers and wanting to encourage people, we need to make sure that the Word of God is encouraging and guiding us, because otherwise we're going to fall into this stair step really of path of destruction as Jeremiah preaches out to the people of Israel. And if you don't know anything about Jeremiah's story, he is called the weeping prophet because we call him that because God told him, "Hey, I want you to go and preach a message, but the people you're going to preach it to, they're going to be like a stubborn goat or a stubborn mule. They're not going to listen. They're not going to pay attention to the words or the warnings that I'm giving to you." And therefore it comes into really what came out of their mouth. It says that their words were bending like bows. In other words, they didn't stick with the truth. And then all of a sudden they started to lies upon lies and evil upon evil and oppression upon oppression. And that was just the perpetual cycle that they got stuck in. And so in this reality of the stair step, we need to make sure that one, we know God, that we are in his word, knowing him, but secondly, that we're willingly knowing him. That love is genuine, that love is guiding us and will always be with us, and knowing that we need to go further and being able to teach those, not just our children, but those who are going to be around us. So I hope that word is encouraging you today. And we're excited for this year to really kind of keep going and kicking into things. We got a lot of things coming up down the pipeline. We're not going to announce this yet, but here in the weeks to come, you'll be seeing that. So hope we'll see you Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day.